Yo, what's up, guys? I'm not actually. I use my headset for when I'm running. Um, so trauma, complex trauma. I'll call this complex PTSD slash trauma. So I feel like this is worthy of sharing with one or two or three of you. Like you might get a lot out of it. So on Wednesday there was a Black Lives Matter brainstorming session with me and the two other founders. And at the end of the session, we got to talking about trauma, and one of the founders, two other founders are women, told me about complex trauma, or complex PTSD is what she called it, and it's basically, so everyone's kind of familiar with PTSD as something that happens from war. You know, like you see a guy step on a IED, whatever, a landmine and get blown to pieces, he's your friend. Or you're in Vietnam and there's a firefight, like everybody dies except for you. People understand PTSD like that, but it can also be from being raped. It can be from abusive parents. It can be from being in a car accident and now you're afraid to drive. But the rape and car accident is kind of like hopefully a one-time thing. There are people who are in abusive relationships where that's constant. But with abusive parents, what develops is complex trauma, which is, it's a bunch of incidents, small and large, over a long period of time. So that's all precursor to the book I'm reading. I just picked up, The Body Keeps the Score. I'll put an Amazon link to it below. But it basically talks about how with trauma, like it's not just in the brain, there's a physiological whole body component to it in a way. And that it's the section I just listened to was about a Vietnam vet who, when prescribed meds, he said he didn't want to take the meds for his nightmares. He didn't want to take the meds because it would make him forget about his fallen comrades, his buddies. And he said he's like a walking memorial to his friends. So he wanted to deal with it in another way. And what's interesting is what triggered in me is like Milltown Kid, or just me, like I am like obsessed with the northwest side of Milwaukee and making it better. Like the whole northwest side of Milwaukee feels like my people. Like seriously. And it's mostly black people, but all people, white people, Hispanics, Laotians, Vietnamese, whatever. And it's interesting seeing the connections between the things I do and past trauma. And here, bonus trauma. So he talked a lot about uncontrollable rage that these people will have. I basically, day to day, am never angry, but after the George Floyd thing, I lost total control. Like I had this uncontrollable rage that I focused on Magda because she presents as white. She's actually half Syrian, but like I guess I am, really upset with the various. It's weird, I saw 414 right there and I was about to, anyway, with the 414 is the Milwaukee area code. With the various systems of white supremacy and white privilege. And it's interesting, if I comment on that, I don't want to dismantle white supremacy and white privilege to hurt white people. I'm not like, even though I be hating on white people sometimes, I'm not like anti-white people. Like these two things were traumatic, I guess, to me as well. Last year, my friend Gary passed away, but he passed away like way too young, right? He was like a little older than me. It was health related, but really, as a black man in Milwaukee, like, you are assaulted. Your stress levels are just under constant assault from the frameworks of oppression, and this will make you die earlier. And you also don't have as many opportunities. Like, it's just terrible. And then another friend, I made a video about him, Pitt, passed away this year, and that like really set me off, because I was really looking forward to spending time with Pitt, flying him out here, me going to see him. You know, it's one of these things that this one really triggered like something deep in me. Like, I don't have time to be fucking around with stuff that, you know, like, I want to see my dad. My dad could just, like, my dad should be, not that he should be dead, but if, like I want to see my dad, you know, like, I want to see family on my dad's side. There's all these things that I want to do that I haven't. And yeah, I'm just thinking about Pitt. But anyway, this book is really good. I'll link to it below. I basically posted about some traumatic experiences I've had as a child growing up on Facebook. I'll share them with you quickly. One, our house got shot. Bullet hit the house. I wasn't home at the time, but my brother was. He was in the room that the bullet hit, I believe. Another one, there was a shootout where a guy got shot in the head, the driver, and he swerved and crashed into the house next door. Another one, I've seen 2 or 3 shootouts occur while I was outside playing, and I had to run and hide. And this last one, I actually started with this last one, is I remember constantly having to hit the ground when you heard shooting, because you didn't want to get hit by a stray bullet. Like, people get hit by stray bullets and die. A stray bullet hit our house. You know, it was a real threat. And then I guess because of that kind of trauma from back in the day, I should start running again here. I'm going to tell you this experience. It doesn't feel traumatic to me at all, and that's probably a problem. But me and my girlfriend and her brother, I was driving back. We were driving to her grandmother's house, I think, to hang out. And right in front of the car, a guy ran in front of the car. Not right in front of the car, maybe 25, 30 feet in front of the car, ran. 2 other guys came out. I was at the cross section, and they were like right at the corner almost. 2 other guys came out. One pulled the gun and shot the guy running. Pow, 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 pow. And he just collapsed. And my girlfriend and and it was weird. Then the gunman looked at us. My girlfriend and my brother like, "What the fuck are you doing? Get the fuck out of here!" You know. And then had to drive, and then they had me zigzag all around the neighborhood to make sure we weren't followed. And I'll just roll with it a little bit. I'm gonna tell you guys about, because I have this unreasonable hatred for this guy named Kurt Penny here in Taiwan, who has never done anything to me. He's done stuff to like adjacent, like friends of mine. And what he does is, like, he's married to a local, so he gets an open work permit so he can perform and do whatever he wants, wherever he wants. But like foreigners, a lot of foreigners don't have that, but they still want to perform, and he'll call the cops and harass people. And he did it to a really close friend of mine, and ever since I haven't liked him very much. But every now and then I just get like an uncontrollable desire to seek him out and choke him out, BJJ style. Like, it's real. Like, it's just like, I'm just like, I want to go fuck up Kurt Penny right now. And it doesn't make any sense. But what I'm putting together with complex trauma and whatever, I just see him as a threat. It's even a small threat. Like, I see him as a threat, and since he's a threat, he is to be eliminated. Anyway, Hope that was educational for someone. Absolutely check out the book. I got it on Audible, so I'm listening to it. I'll be listening to it during my runs. Love you guys. Let's globally end trauma in ourselves and then others. All right, love you. Peace.